What do songbirds and babies have in common? Surprisingly a lot when it comes to learning how to speak. Birdsong researcher Ofer Chinatovsky is a pioneer when it comes to understanding language acquisition.
We look at how we learn to combine sounds and how birds do, and this is maybe the only time, at least in my career, where we discovered a phenomenon in birds that didn't seem to have any equivalent in humans, but we said, never mind, let's look at babies, and then we found it. Some of the process is the process of learning how to do transitions and to learn them. And for a very long time, there's this babbling behavior. As an adult, you may not appreciate that you can do all those transitions, but babies have to work hard to be able to develop that freedom. And it's really the same process in the birds and in the babies.
First, the bird sings. At a later stage, the bird learns a new two-syllable song, can only sing B at the start of the song bout. At a later stage, the bird learns the other transitions, A, B, and then it can sing the correct song. We see the same stepwise process in babbling development of human infants.
The story is really fascinating because if you ask yourself, okay, I want an animal model to understand speech development, and you would start with our closest relatives. You want the genetic background to be similar, but there's no hope to do that because apes don't have any vocal learning at all. So vocal learning is rare. For songbirds, evolutionarily, they are so distinct, except that all the evidence shows that the mechanisms converge. It's almost seems that no matter where you look, when you look at molecular mechanisms, the organization of function at brain nuclei, or at the behavioral level, there are very strong parallels that you can study. Those are the sound isolation boxes that we developed. There are about 50 of them to study the bird. You can see that he has a plastic bird there that it's his tutor. This bird is singing to him as every time he pecks on one of those keys. He's hearing a song coming from that little plastic bird. And that bird thinks it's an adult bird tutoring him. So this is a young zebra finch. He's about 75 days old now. And we are training him to imitate a song, which has to do with rearranging sounds or changing pitch of particular sounds. We can study the mechanism of learning. This is a software that we developed for recording and analyzing in real time the song development of birds. It's called the Sound Analysis Pro. And here you can see the recorder part. This is real time. You can see birds vocalizing here. Here you can see the training settings with little robots who sings to the bird when the bird is pecking on a key. And here you can see the real-time analysis. Those are what we call sound spectrogram. You can see that this bird is calling, and this bird is actually singing, he's developing his song. And you can see that in real time the software segments those syllables and extracting their features. So we can then look at what's happening in terms of the learning, how the syllable types are formed, how they change, and this is all done automatically. This is a zebra finch song. This is full speed. And as you can hear, it's sound rhythmic, but in fact it's too fast for you to properly perceive. If I reduce the speed to about 40%, it would sound like this. It's very rhythmic, percussion-like, and amazingly sophisticated in the combination of rhythms and pitches. Very broadband transitions are very quick. They're doing vibratos and crescendos and harmonics, and they're really fantastic singers. People don't appreciate how good they are. So we are now talking to people that study speech development, who study aphasia, like Mira Gorel at Lehman College. And we are actually now starting projects when we are just using those tools more or less as is to look at those other processes. What happened to abnormal speech development in babies? Can we recognize it earlier? Can we look at using the same tool and see the combinatorial ability changing, in normal and abnormal situation? And then we can go back to the birds and start, do we have birds that have that problem? When you have a capability of seeing the formation of a new sound or how different transitions are being formed, and look at it really from moment to moment just by recording everything and analyzing it in real time, it's a very strong tool that can be used across many systems of human communication, social, not even only speech, but any kind of social system that you want to understand.